there folks, it's me, Michael Bach, the Diversity Dude. I'm recording this vlog from my hotel room in New York, where I'm in my final week at Cornell. Not the point of this recording, particularly since it shows the world that I'm in my room and not out enjoying the city. Moving on. On my way to New York, I was reading one of my favorite publications, Canadian Immigrant Magazine. This is a great publication with tips and stories and services for people who are new to Canada, but also some really interesting stuff for those of us who've been around for a while. The article that caught my attention was this one, Canadian Experience Required. Now, those of you who know me know that this is a particular topic that I have a bone of contention with. Having worked in countries all over the globe, I can tell you that no one outside our borders actually gives a crap about so-called Canadian experience. But the article inspired me to share my feelings with the world, particularly with employers, so listen up. The article is pretty good, with some sections that provide some valuable advice. Things like, learn about your profession in Canada. This is critical. For example, if you're an accountant in your home country, you need to understand the various accounting designations Canada has to offer and know which one is right for you. Should you get a CA, a CGA, a CMA? It's a bit confusing, so it's important that you know your profession. Or the section on networking, a critical skill for any Canadian, whether you've been in our country for a month or a lifetime. However, there are a few things I don't agree with. For example, the section called Connect with the Culture talks about fit and making small talk. The infamous word fit. One of my favorites. Code word for we don't like you. I have even more trouble with the section titled Up Your Communications. While I do agree that it's important for people to have a firm grasp of one of the country's two official languages, I have to wonder if we're really talking about a person's grasp of English or French or accent. Every person, regardless of what their first language is, speaks with an accent. And when they speak a language that isn't their first language, they're even going to speak with more of an accent. Believe me, when I speak French, I can offend pretty much anyone. So, as you're sitting there across from a candidate who on paper is an ideal match for the job, and you're considering tossing them aside because you're having trouble understanding them, is it language or is it accent? Either way, you can fix those things. There are so many services available to help with language comprehension or communication skills that it would be a shame to discard a really great candidate because all you can hear is their accent and not what they're saying. Lastly, I have a big issue with the section called Volunteer for Experience. In some countries, we would call this slave labor. I do support paid internships to provide new Canadians with experience. I'm even more supportive of employers that educate themselves on the benefits of hiring skilled immigrants. For example, if you saw that someone attended the Indian Institute of Technology, your first question shouldn't be, how does that compare to McGill? Actually, your first question should be, when can you start? The IIT is probably one of, if not the single most difficult school on the planet to get into, and even more difficult to graduate from. If you don't understand someone's experiences, ask questions. Use a qualifying service like World Education Services that can provide intelligence on foreign academic credentials. Ask for references and then check them. You know my motto. If anyone willingly moves to this ice rock of a country, we are obliged to help them find work in their chosen profession. Because if someone isn't working to their full potential, they aren't able to contribute to society as much. The more new Canadians are able to contribute, the better we do as a country. That's it for now. So live from New York, it's Monday night. That's all I got. Peace out.